Welcome to the Concord Public Library, where a wide range of resources are available to you. In addition to books and magazines, the library has a large collection of music on CD and movies on DVD. Through our webpage, you can access electronic resources such as our online catalog, downloadable audiobooks, and research databases. In addition, the library has many other services such as interlibrary loan and reserves for books that are checked out. Throughout the year, there is informational and recreational program for people of all ages, and the library staff is ready and available to help you access these resources and services. But first, the library staff would like to tell you more.
Baking Cakes in Kigali by Gail Parkin. Angel Tungazara is an unusual woman. She is from Tanzania and has her own cake-making business in Kigali, Rwanda. Angel makes beautiful cakes in all sorts of shapes, airplanes, microphones, and banknotes with vibrant colors and decorations. She also makes christening cakes, birthday cakes, and very special wedding cakes. The cakes are delicious, and some are filled with hidden meanings, such as reconciliation. Angel runs a very busy household in addition to her business. She and her husband Pius had 2 grown children, but they both passed away, and now they are raising their 5 young grandchildren in a small apartment. Angel hears all sorts of stories when people come to see her about cakes. A young man named Dundon lost most of his family in the genocide. He has been searching for them, and now he has finally found his mother and his sister. The cake is for a party that he will give to celebrate their reunion. Other people come to Angel about their problems, and Angel, seeking to do the right thing, is creative in how she helps them. Angel is a very professional somebody with lots of talent and a huge heart. She deals with thorny issues and tragic stories, but she finds ways to help people, and she is filled with hope for the future.
Have you ever been stuck in a long line of people waiting to check out books at the library? Did you know that there is a way to do it yourself and check out your items at a self-check and avoid the lines? Concord Public Library has a self-check unit situated to the left of the circulation desk that you are welcome to use. You must either have your card or your key tag to use it. All items can be checked out at the self-check, including books, DVDs, VHS, books on CD or tape, and music CDs. If you have your card, slide it into the slot at the lower right-hand side of the machine. Make sure your card is barcode up and the barcode goes in first. If you're using your key tag, simply place the tag flat on the surface under the light beam so that the light may read your code. Make sure your name has come up on the screen. If the screen is asking you what you want to do, touch the checkout button and begin. Each item should be placed flat on the surface with our barcode up, not the barcode at the bottom of the book. The one that says Concord Public Library is the one to use. Make sure the item is lying flat and touching the black bar on the right-hand side of the surface. Slide the item up until the barcode is directly under the light beam. Stop and let the machine read the barcode. It's not as fast as the grocery store ones, so give it a chance to read it. If the machine has read the barcode correctly, you will hear a beep and a thump. Wait for the thump. You need to have that happen. On your screen, you will see each item you have scanned and when each item is due. When you are done scanning your items, take out your card or press Done if you are using your key tag. Your receipt will print with all of the items listed and their due dates. Then you are all set to leave the library without having had to stand in line.
Secrets of Eden by Chris Bojalian. Chris Bojalian seems drawn to exploring complex and sometimes controversial topics in his novels. Secrets of Eden, his newest work, looks at domestic abuse through the voices of four main characters. The day after she is baptized, Alice Hayward is found dead in her home, apparently by the hand of her abusive husband, who has committed suicide. Reverend Stephen Drew provides the narrative for the first part of the book, and he shares with the author Heather Lawrence his crisis of faith that was triggered by this murder-suicide. The Deputy State Attorney, Catherine Benincasa, brings an entirely different perspective to the murder-suicide theory in her section of the novel, questioning every move of the pastor. Heather, famous for her books about angels, provides the third voice. Her perspective is colored by her family history of domestic abuse. Katie, the daughter of the deceased couple, who is left to cope with the memories of an abusive father and the after effects of the murder-suicide, provides the fourth narrative. This novel is at times touching, horrifying, and full of compassion for the characters. It is guaranteed to draw you in and keep you glued to the pages until the very end.
Maybe you've heard one of the librarians mention collection development and wondered, what is collection development? It's the phrase librarians use to describe the process of selecting materials to purchase for our library collections. We have a selection policy approved by the Library Board of Trustees. The selection policy was created to guide our librarians in providing materials that meet the informational, cultural, educational, and recreational needs of every resident of the community. Within that context, all purchase decisions are based on our knowledge and understanding of the Concord community's interests and needs, both expressed and inferred from studying demographics and evidence of interest. Each year, thousands of books and non-print materials are published. Obviously, we can't purchase everything that comes out. Within the financial constraints of our budget, we read the reviews in professional journals and examine publishers' catalogs to select materials that cover a broad area of knowledge. We give attention to all age and interest groups, provide balanced viewpoints on issues of divided opinion, build a collection that's balanced, comprehensive, and of adequate size, quality, and diversity to meet the needs of our users, examine collection usage statistics to be sure we're making the best use of our funds, sustain a basic fiction collection of standard and classic novels, provide materials that allow our users to be lifelong learners, and evaluate present and new formats as to how they increase the value of the collection to its users. To aid the librarians in selecting materials for the collection, we also have a selection policy for each section of the collection, by audience, adults, children, young adults, by material types such as books, audiobooks, DVDs, etc., and also for fiction and its genres, and nonfiction by the Dewey subject areas. It takes a lot of time and analysis to select all the books and other materials the library acquires each year. We hope you enjoy using them.
Odd and the Frost Giants, written by Neil Gaiman, illustrated by Brett Helquist. On a cold March morning in Norway, a long time ago, 12-year-old Odd, yes, that is his name, ran, or rather hobbled, away from home. The name Odd was supposed to be a lucky name, but fatherless at the age of 10, crippled in an accident that same year, and now living with a cruel stepfather and even meaner stepbrothers and sisters, the boy was anything but lucky. Furthermore, spring refused to come that March, making Odd's unhappy family, and in fact all the villagers, short-tempered and prone to fighting. So Odd decided to leave home and set out on his own. Odd soon met a fox, an enormous bear, and an eagle. These were no ordinary animals. They could talk. These weren't even ordinary talking animals, but I won't give away their true identities. The fierce frost giants had transformed the three into animals and banned them from their homeland. Now in power, the frost giants intended to turn the world into never-ending winter. Odd and his three new companions set out to make things right. Can this clever boy and his unusual friends bring back spring? Will the three animals be restored to their true identities? And what about Odd? Will he ever find a place to call home? Author Neil Gaiman, who won the Newbery Medal for The Graveyard Book, has created a light David and Goliath-like adventure crossed with Norse mythology. This short book will appeal to those who like to see the little guy win.
Bones to Ashes by Kathy Reichs. Setting, Quebec and Acadia, Canada. Perhaps you've watched the television show Bones and gotten hooked on Tempe Brennan. The television series is inspired by the novels by Kathy Reichs, and Bones to Ashes is her 10th mystery. While forensic anthropologist Temperance Brennan is working on a series of cold cases involving 3 dead girls and 4 others missing, possibly the work of a serial predator, she learns of another teenage female skeleton found in Acadia. This brings back memories of a childhood friend from Acadia who disappeared mysteriously. Could these latest bones be those of her friend, or could they be connected to the cold cases? What did happen to Evangeline, her childhood friend? While trying to answer these questions, things get complicated in Tempe's personal life. Her sister comes to visit, her estranged husband announces unsettling plans, and her current beau makes a tough decision affecting them both. If you like Patricia Cornwell's character Kay Scarpetta, you should give Tempe a try. This is a fast-moving tale with lots of twists and turns that will keep you engrossed.
Hellgate by Linda Fairstein. Former prosecutor Fairstein adds another fast-paced legal thriller to her series on ADA Alex Cooper. Alex is called to the scene of a boat wreck with an unusual cargo, human trafficking victims. Bodies have washed up along the coast, and most of the victims have drowned, yet one young woman died from a stab wound, and no survivors remember seeing her on the boat. A domestic scandal involving an up-and-coming congressman, plus the political posturing of the DA and the mayor regarding both of these cases, leaves Alex with her hands full trying to figure out if any of these things are connected. Fairstein throws in a number of historical tidbits about the architecture and landscape of Manhattan, which enrich the novel, and her spot-on depiction of real police work adds a realistic tone to this work.
The Concord Library subscribes to a number of online research tools, including full-text encyclopedias, magazines, and journals. These databases may be accessed through our website by using your library barcode or by using passwords provided to the Concord citizens by the staff at the reference desk. One of these databases is EBSCOhost, a magazine, newspaper, and research database with resources for all ages. In order to log in to EBSCOhost, go to the library webpage. On the left-hand side, you will see a link to the online library. When you click on that link, you are taken to a list of all the databases that the library subscribes to. Scroll down until you see EBSCOhost. You will see that there's a 4-minute video tutorial and an 8-minute advanced searching tutorial. Both of these tools are very helpful in teaching you how to use EBSCOhost to its fullest. In order to access the database, go over to the link with the library barcode number, click on that, and then enter your library barcode number in the box, and then click on Login. You are taken to a page that lists all of the resources through EBSCOhost. In order to see the resources from New Hampshire link, click on the All EBSCO Resources from New Hampshire link. You are again taken to a page that lists the number of databases broken down by subject, including arts, history, life sciences, and many others. In order to see the components of the general news databases, scroll down slightly to see the various databases available: Academic Search Premier, Primary Search for younger children, Masterfile, which is a general interest database. The text below each of these explains what they are for and who they're best aimed at. In order to do a search in a general news database, click on the box beside General News Database and then click on Continue. You are brought to a basic search box. Just type in your subject and then click Search. You'll be taken to a results list. This results list has over 4,000 results, so I'd like to narrow it down by going over to the right, clicking in the full text box, and then updating the results. Again, there's still over 3,000 articles, so I'll narrow it down again by going to the left, choosing periodicals, and limiting it to just periodicals. Then just scroll down and see the different articles. If you're interested in an article, you can click on the title to view an abstract, or if it's an HTML article, you'll scroll down and you'll be able to see the full text of the article. If this is an article you're not interested in, go back up, click on Return to the Result List, find another article, and again click on the title. This will show you sort of a summary in picture form of the images. If you're interested in this, since it's a PDF full text, go down to the bottom and click on PDF full text. And now you have the full text of the article, including any charts or graphs that might be included. At this point, you may read the article. You could go up and email the article. You could save it to a folder, or you could print it if you wanted to do that. If you wanted to do an advanced search, click on the back button. You're taken back to the list, and then click on Advanced Search. This gives you a variety of options to narrow down and to really focus in on your topic, including by a certain publication, by a publication type, if it's a cover story. So you can click on any of those choices and you'll be able to come up with other ways to narrow down your article. You can also do that on the left-hand side of your results list and do it by primary sources, government documents, or whatever you'd like. And on the right side, you can do it by peered review, image quick views, or by year by playing with this little scroll bar and then clicking Update Results. This only touches the surface of using EBSCOhost to search for information. There are many databases and various ways to search. Try it out to see how it works, and please call the reference desk at 225-8670 option 2 if you have any questions.
Slipknot by Linda Greenlaw. You may recognize this author's name from her nonfiction works, which include The Lobster Chronicles and All Fishermen Are Liars. Slipknot is Greenlaw's first fiction work. It's a mystery steeped in what Greenlaw knows best, the Maine seacoast and fishing. Jane Bunker leaves behind a career in Miami law enforcement to be a marine insurance investigator based in the sleepy seaside town of Greenhaven, Maine, not far from where she was born. Within days of her arrival, the town drunk washes up on shore with his head bashed in. Although no one else finds the death suspicious, Jane immediately thinks murder and can't help but begin her own investigation that leads her to all corners of Greenhaven. Along the way, we meet many eccentric characters and learn a little about the town, which depends on the sea for its livelihood. Finding herself in threatening situations forces Jane to continue trying to untangle the mystery of who killed Nick Dow and why. With a mixture of humor and suspense, as well as a backdrop of the ocean, Greenlaw has laid the groundwork for more mysteries to be solved by the indomitable Jane Bunker. In fact, she followed this book with a second, Fisherman's Bend, which the library also owns.
Did you ever wonder why the security gate starts beeping when someone walks in or out of the library? Every item in the library has security in it. When you check items out at the circulation desk, the self-check, staff members who waited on you or the self-check desensitize each of your items so that you may pass through the gates without setting off the alarm. If you forget to check out your items or they have been desensitized incorrectly, the gate will beep and its alarm to let staff members know that we need to help you further so that you may leave the library with your items checked out correctly. Sometimes when you bring items back and you pass through the gates go off. This does happen. It just means that when you were storing your items at home or in your car, they were too close to something that resensitized the items all on their own. Most likely it was a speaker in your car or part of your entertainment system in your home. Setting off the gates as you're coming in is fine. It's okay. We're just happy to see you and your returns, and you needn't worry about the gate. The security in our items protects them from theft. We hope that no items go through the gate without being properly checked out and will safely be returned to our shelves and available for the next patron who would like to borrow them.
The Sharper Your Knife, the Less You Cry by author Kathleen Flynn. When she loses her executive job at a software company, Kathleen Flynn takes a leap of faith and decides to pursue her dream to go to the world-famous Le Cordon Bleu cooking school in Paris. Her boyfriend Mike encourages her, and soon Kathleen is struggling with her inadequate French, searching for an apartment, and trying to convince the demanding chefs that she's not wasting her time at the cooking school. As a little girl, Kathleen played restaurant instead of house, setting up tables with tablecloths and plastic flowers, and writing up menus in crayon. She took up cooking at the age of 13. Her father had just died of cancer, and to help out her mother, Kathleen started doing the cooking. One afternoon, she made boeuf bourguignon. The next day, it was trout almondine, and Kathleen was on her way. On her journey at Le Cordon Bleu, Kathleen writes how she deals with irascible chefs, odd classmates, and cooking catastrophes, as well as some triumphs. Her descriptions of daily life in Paris are wonderful, and each chapter in the book includes recipes. What does the title mean? I'm not telling. You'll have to read this interesting book to find out.
Dead Heat by Dick Francis and Felix Francis. You may be aware that Dick Francis, author of over 40 British horse racing mysteries, died in early 2010. This is one of his last books written with his son Felix and doesn't involve a jockey. Did culinary star Max Morton inadvertently poison the guests and himself at a dinner he catered at the Newmarket racetrack? And what's behind the fatal bombing in a private guest box at the 2000 Guineas race the very next day? As Max tries to decipher the cause of the food poisoning and to determine if it's related to the bombing, his car's brakes are tampered with and his house is set on fire. Clearly, someone is trying to kill him to keep him from discovering the truth. If you've enjoyed the Dick Francis mysteries in the past, then I think you'll also like Dead Heat, his first collaboration with his son Felix. It's lighter than usual on Francis's trademark horse racing action, but the behind-the-scenes gourmet restaurant details add interest, as does Morton's developing relationship with cellist Caroline Ashton. Good food, a love story, sinister characters, and a mystery to be solved. What more could you ask for?
For more information, call the library or visit our webpage. But I hope that you will plan to visit the library soon, either the Pennacook Library on Merrimack Street in Pennacook or the main library in downtown Concord. There's much for you to use at your library.